Thanks for watching, hon. Hello, it's A Real Phoenix, and I'm back here for another reaction, aka theatrical review, production review of the 2020 movie His. Now, I'm just going to take a sip of this ice green passion fruit tea, and we're going to get started. Now, with all honesty, His is one of, I can't even say the best. It is literally one of the most beautiful movies I have seen in a very long time. His is just a thing of beauty. So before I get into any specifics, before I start talking about directing or I just really honestly want to mention as many names as I can. I had a moment watching this movie, and as soon as I watched this movie, I was like, I need to go videotape this. Like, this thing was art. Absolute, undeniable, a beautiful work of art. I'm not going to get into the technicals because I wanted to say everyone's name. I am not Japanese. I'm not of Japanese descent. Please forgive me. But I really, truly, honestly want to give everyone's name what it deserves on this humble video. So, it came out in 2020. The movie's name is His. It was, first of all, written by Atsushi Asada. The screenplay, the words, the emotion and the communication and what's given to you in this movie, even when there are no words. Mr. Asada, Mr. Atsushi Asada, amazing. I wish I could write something as moving. It is really a beautiful piece. Now, I'm going to mention the director because you can have an awesome script, but the director has to know how to carry the weight of the beautiful material and transform the words into a beautiful visual as well. So, Imazumi Rikaya directed His. Now, the main roles are played by Miyazawa Hio and Fujiwara Kiesetsu. TSU. They did an amazing job acting in this production. I mean, people always say chemistry. More importantly, the very weight of their acting capabilities absolutely amazed me. Absolutely. Every part of their work in this piece was believable. And then we have secondary characters. I just want to mention everyone's name because I really truly feel everyone did an amazing job in this piece. Matsumoto Wakana, supporting role. All of these are supporting roles. Then you have Matsumoto Hanoka, Nakamura Kumi, Suzuki Kiachi, Nagaishi Toshi, Horibe Kiyosuke, Toda Kyoko, and the adorable, from such a little one, the adorable Sotomura Sakura. And then we have here an unknown, Miyatani. I have no idea what that's about, but it's here on the website, on the drama list. I just wanted to mention everyone's name officially. before I actually get into the piece. Now, I'm going to be stopping quite a bit because I'm absolutely in love with this piece. I'm not saying it to over dramatize anything. This is honestly one of the most, or the most beautiful movies I recall seeing in a very long time. Absolute kudos to the screenwriter. Absolute kudos to the director. Absolute kudos to the cast, the production cast, everyone involved in this. Everyone did a mind-blowing, amazing job on this honest story about life. And yes, it's a BL, but I don't look at it as it's a BL. It's a beautiful movie about life. Just so happens the two main characters are gay. Now, let's me just begin. Any and all specifics, I'm going to be stopping and we're going to be talking about. Awesome movie! Awesome movie. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. We can call this a delayed reaction because it was so awesome I had to see it twice. Immediately twice. No jokes. Can we just talk about the beauty of this? It's just a simple shot, right? This simple shot, this simple, unspoken as of yet exchange is just a beautiful thing. They're both laying in harmony.
控えめな性格。自分を通すよりも他人に尽くすことに喜びを感じる。
You get an absolute clear picture of the relationship before a word is spoken.
やめろよ。すぐないだろ。
Director! Awesome director. And I've said it already and I'm going to say it many times. The acting...
これ俺の方が似合ってない？もらっていい？
Brilliant.
いいじゃん。返せよ。俺のやるから。
Whole piece is
俺のや
brilliant.
るから。
The acting here.
似合ってるよ。本当？
In that moment, you could see the turmoil.
しゅん？ん？別れようか。
In that moment where the two separate shots where he's with his lover and now this shot where he seems to be alone. Okay. It's interesting how when he's with his lover, he's in all this beautiful, bright sunshine, all of this light. And now we see that he's alone. I'm just going to start here. Now we see that he's alone and he's in all this darkness. I mean, the sun is shining, but it's not a bright scene. Not like the other scene. He's alone now. He's literally sleeping on the floor. Solitude, solitary life now. adjust my foot pillows. It's chilly, even with thick socks. I don't want my feet on the floor. Even on a rug, the difference in temperature still. There goes the sweater. I'm chilly. And if you notice the hair change, yeah, I just combed all the curls out and it's another day. See, everything's so bland for him now. And as you pay attention, this minute or almost 2 minutes, there's absolutely, oh, here we go. There's absolutely no dialogue whatsoever going on. Nothing, just silence. Did some stuff around the house. Everything is just solitude, reading a book by the water. It's like for a brief moment at the beginning, you see his life. He's in love. He's with his lover. He's happy. He's smiling. He's giggling. Good grief. They're playing. And then the difference. And see, I catch this because it's like the light thing again. Like, yeah, he's laying out in the sun, but he covers his face. It's like no light's getting in. His sunshine is gone. To be poetic. From that moment, his sunshine was gone.
わしも昔はようここで昼寝しとったけども
Such a
今は
beautiful
や
shot.
なんでやと思う
Such a beautiful shot.
死体に見えるもんで
See, he barely even has an emotional
どっか
reaction.
行こうって言っても
Barely.
山か川しかないもんなそろそろ都会が恋しなってきたよね
いや、こっちの方が合ってます。
そうかそうや昨日無視しとったで肉持って帰りこれ
ありがとうございます。また野菜持ってきます。
ああ気使わんでもええ
じゃあ。
Such a cute doggy. I love animals, by the way.
どうもどうも
Almost all of them. I love all animals. Some of them are just weird. Okay. I'm going to stop it right here. So we're going to talk about this one shot, right? Like the whole time, we saw him with his lover. That's over now. Now we see his new life, right? Everything is in silence until he runs into what's obviously like his friend in this town where he lives. His whole life is here now. And it's like back to solitude. And he drives up to his home. And this gorgeous little angel, Sora, standing here. Just as sweet as and innocently just blowing bubbles. It's such an interesting shot. I don't know. I know I'm not reading too much into it, but just this shot. And from here, the next part, I really want to spotlight and pay attention. I'm gonna discuss it. You have to pay attention to Shun's physical acting. This is the solitude part. He barely speaks a word. But you have to pay attention to his physical acting. I'll say it many times. This whole piece, I love it. But the acting in this is amazing. Like his physical acting.
何してんの？誰と来たの？
知らない人と話したらダメってパパが言ってた。
Both of their physical acting, like not saying a word.
よ。
パパ、この人誰？
この人？この人はね、この人はパパの。
おしっこ。
え？
おしっこ。
おしっこ？トイレ借りていい？そら、ありがとう。
ありがとう。
オッケー。よいしょ。
What an introduction. Like that entire, what, how long? Oh my God. Like, I don't even know. That entire 8 minute sequence, almost 9 minute sequence, like is literally just the beginning. That's the intro to this story. Just the intro to this story. Has a lover, breaks up with his lover. Now he's in solitude, alone, obviously, because there's no one else there. And it's like, shows up his lover with his daughter, and I need a pee. And now they're just back in his life. Very, very dramatic. Very dramatic indeed. So, here we go. His.
何しに来た？
え？
Okay, this shot.
何しに来たの今さ？
You notice how he's reflected
パパになったって知らせに来た。
right there in front of his child? And the other one's close but so far away.
ほら、俺、プロサーファーになるためにオーストラリア行ったじゃん。でも、向こう行ってすぐ、俺なんかがプロになれるような甘い世界じゃないって分かって。
But he can't stop. Shun can't stop looking at
で
him.
もすぐに日本帰る気にもなれなくて、
And the other one is just so nervous he can't make eye contact with him.
そしたら、通訳の仕事で来てた女の子と知り合って仲良く
And
な
my
って。
little baby girl is just blowing bubbles.
お前バイだったの？
妊娠って聞いた時はびっくりしたけど、でもまさかゲイの自分が自分と血のつながった子供を持てるなんて夢にも思ってなかったからさ、産んでほしい、結婚しようって俺から言ったのね。それで空が生まれて、レナってその人ね、レナが通訳の仕事を続ける代わりに俺が家
His
事と育児
physical
を担当して、
reaction to the ultimate betrayal. Not
しばら
just
くはそれで
did
う
he
まくやって
dump
くれ
him
たんだ
and
けど、
leave him,
今は離婚前提で別居中。
but now he feels like he was just toy.
いや、離婚って言っても揉めてるわけじゃなくて話し合ってるだけだから。だからこうして今も交代で空と過ごしてるわけだし。
こんなとこ来ていいの？そんな状況で。
シュン、なんか勘違いしてない？
え？
そういうんじゃないから。あん時からどんだけ経ってんだよ。
だったらなんで来たの？
なんとなく。
なんとなく何？
なんとなく会いたくなったんだよ。
And in this situation, there's like no pushback, no argument, no hostility from Shun. It's like he's been in love with him all this time, and he's back, and he just silently just welcomes him. There's no arguing, there's no fighting. It's just Shun's character to me symbolizes like pure love. Pure love. There's absolutely no trickery or no deceit or no hidden intentions. His character for me symbolizes just pure love. And somehow he's on the couch now. When he was alone, he was on the floor. It's like he almost feels, or he feels a little more whole again. Before he was sleeping on the floor behind that.
Ohayo.
何してんの？
見ればわかるっしょ。
パパ早くやって。
はいはい。
俺が片手で卵割るのみんな好きなの。
シュウも目玉焼き食べるでしょ。
And I love how they show the relationship between father and daughter with the simple game cracking eggs. Just a simple game.
働いてない。ずっと家事と育児に専念してたから。
親には離婚のこと言った？
言ってない。
は？それでこれからどうやって生きていくの？これからどうやって生きていくの？だからこれからどうすんの？
ほら、ちょっとこっちに。
Ask the question 3 times, no answer. And again,
空
Shun
が好き
just
なとんかつコーナーもあります。
accepts. There's no argument. There's no. His whole character throughout this piece is just
歯ブラシ。
pure love. Like
どれ？歯磨き粉は？
the sweet nosy neighbor. It seems silly, but it's a small town. That's how she hides.
ローン
One of my favorite
見てたよ
characters.
ペコドラミサト3丁目のワッチ羽間1万2000点
一番危なかったやろ三郎荘。
そうなの。
そういえば夏に東京から越してきた
江川さん
昨日スーパーで
ここらで見かけん小さい女の子連れた男と一緒に買い
And
物させ
within
て
the
よ。
piece, like this Mojang game, right?
訳ありの匂いが
The
す
way
る
the
な。
writer writes it, he doesn't show you the characters. He doesn't tell you about the characters. He just writes a simple situation and literally lets the characters tell you about themselves through whatever's going on.
寒いやつか水なんだけど。ちょっと見てくんない？
いや、ちゃんと沸かしたけど。
いや、水だから。空風邪ひいちゃう。
Again, his character is so accommodating, so loving. Absolutely no pushback at all. Just taking life as it comes, right? And just peacefully dealing with it along the way. I should take a little more advice from this character. I love Shun's character. Even that simple, with the character development, even banging his head.
はい。
He just goes with it. You know, most people, exploitative, you know, fuck, damn, shit, ow. Not him. He just, the little ways they show the characters.
出ました。止めてください。
はい。
Like her. The little ways they reveal the characters. Just naturally.
出ました。
ありがとうございます。
いえ。
The distance between them in that scene.
修理に来てもらえるように手配しますから、今日のところはひとまずあれでしのいでください。
ありがとうございました。
いえ。今ぐらいの時期になると水道管が閉めて破裂したり、ボイラーの調子が悪くな
And
った
in
り
this
する
scene,
の
in
が
this entire movie, so much is said
私の絵
without
もこの前
words.
壊れて、そういう時はイライラするより不便を楽しもうって切り替えるのがこの街で暮らすコツです。
なるほど。
ごめんなさい。
And from his body language, at first glance, he seems like such an emotionless character. However, that's
さっき話した高校時代の
totally
友
the
人です。
opposite.
はじめまして。移住サポート課の吉村美里です。
俊の友人の日比野渚です。
こんにちは。お名前は？
空。
空ちゃん。いくつ？
6歳。
ってことは今度の春から小学生？
Now, right here, he sees the woman, her character, talking to the little girl, and he sees his ex-lover looking at the woman, right? And in this freeze frame right here that I've frozen, like, you can see a slight tinge of jealousy, a slight tinge of I don't trust you, but at the same time, it's no ill intent. It's just a pure look. There's no like wrinkling of the nose or anything. He's just staring intently, trying to figure out this moment. His acting is so very good, so very natural. He makes it look
こっちに
easy.
はいつまでお見えになるんですか？
しばらくいる
They
予
all
定で
do.
す。な。
えああ。
そうだって。
何冊借りんだよ。
いいだろ、他にやることもないんだから。
And like this scene in itself, it seems so very simple. It's a small town. They're all collected at a not a family, that's not what I'm trying to say, at the community room, you know, the community place. Everyone comes, they play mahjong, the kids play with each other, everyone talks, have tea, what have you. It's just their community center where everyone goes and talks and just exists with each other for moments in time daily. And it's like for a moment, Shun seems to be an outsider in this whole thing, just because of what we saw in the beginning when we saw him in this place, in this space, where he chose to spend a portion of his life. He's just in solitude. But since the arrival of his ex-lover and his daughter, it's like now this show's kind of like a reflection of like a happiness that he hasn't had, or a family type environment of love that he hasn't experienced, even though he's here in this community. And everything is expressed so simply by the director. The little girl is enjoying herself. She got snacks, you know, from her adoptive grandmama while she's here. You know, they're doting on her. Now they're doting on him. And now they invite a reluctant Shun over. And he's with his body so unsure about his plate, or how he should feel, or how he should react.
この町の人口は8000人ほどで、大半がお年寄りだから、俺たちみたいな若い移住者は大歓迎って。特に子持ちは。あ、誤解しないで。別に移住するつもりとかそういうこと言ってるわけじゃないから。
ここは僕の家だ。うちに来た手紙は僕の手紙だ。
This scene is such a beautiful scene with father and daughter. Again, you're just a simple scene. You really get to see into the relationship between him and his daughter. Even though we've yet to see the other side of this yet, the wife. You see the dynamic between father and daughter. Simply shown. They're so beautiful, they're so cute. Aww. And now he's uncomfortable again because he's on the floor. However, there's some light again. Again, there was light in the beginning when he was with his lover. And then when he was alone, there was darkness when he was. And now there's light again.
そんなことないです。その友人もよく面倒を見てくれてますし、娘もよく懐いています。
And she's still there, just with her bubbles again.
とはいえ、お父さんとお友達の男だけの環境で育てるのはどうかと。例えば、ご両親に協力してもらうのは可能ですか？
いや、親とは折り合いが悪くて、今まで通り僕が育てるんじゃダメですか？
私たちが言いたいのは、 子供を育てるというのはたやすいことではないということです。
本来子供はお父さんとお母さん、夫婦のもとで育てるのが一番いいですからね。
いらっしゃいませ。
And now, while all of this is going on, I like the way the director chooses to show you what's going on simultaneously. You see the father, he's in this difficult meeting where he's quietly yet politely, but still being judged for being gay, even though it hasn't been said, you know. You're living with this guy, you know, okay, he's nice to your daughter, but, you know, in society, it would be better if she was with my daddy. So just politely being judged, just politely being poked at for being gay. And meanwhile, he's defending himself in his right, basically, to be a father. And simultaneously, you see what's going on here with the ex-lover's interaction with the daughter that is not his, that has literally just been thrust upon him, yet he's protective of her, he's watching over her, and he's caring for her at the same time. So you get to see what's going on as they criticize the father for the choices he's making at the same time. I like the way the director does that simultaneously.
ソラちゃん
Like initially when we saw him in this scene and he was at the grocery store. He was alone, he was in solitude, he was focused only on what he was doing. But instantly he's like,
白い
something's
上着を着た
missing.
このくらいの女の子見かけませんでしたか
He's slowly changing,
あ、ちょっ
or
と
quickly changing.
さっ
I
き
don't
店
know
を
what
出
to
て
say,
行きました
slowly changing.
ありがとうございます。
He's truly acting like a father towards her. Oh, this is the part that like made my heart beat out of my chest when I first. Oh,
ソラちゃん、何してんの？
今度ママに手紙出すの。
え
パパが。
and this whole mailbox thing is very symbolic. Like dad and daughter were just reading a book where they talked about sending letters, you know, to show you care about someone and stuff like that. And now here we have the letterbox. Red's used a lot, like Oi, I'm not gonna remember his name now. The other character, he has this red jacket. He wears this red jacket often. Now we have this red mailbox. The director flirts with the color red frequently throughout this film. So now we have the red mailbox. And for the little girl in this moment, she's learned from the book that writing letters expresses love. So she wants to write her mother a letter. She understands this is her expression of love. And she wants to play, this is her semi-acceptance of him. She wants to play the egg game that she plays with her dad.
両手使ってもいい
ダメ。パパみたいにやって。もう一回。
Huge, just eggs everywhere.
いただきます。
いただきます
どう？手紙来た？
Now we have the symbolic letters again.
いや、まだだよ。どうもここのうちは手紙に好かれていないらしい。カエルはそう言うと、荷物をまとめて出て行った。カエルがいなくなった後で、僕は郵便箱を掃除した。中からカエルが布団にしていたイチジクの葉っぱが出てきた。葉っぱには一枚一枚手紙をくださいと丁寧に書いてあった。
Now we're going to take a look at more of the theme of letters within this piece at the moment. Letters as an expression of love. I love the symbolism. And the picture of him alone, looking unhappy. And the pictures where they both were happy. Along with the letters kept in a special place. So obviously, he's never stopped loving him. Which, of course, his actions has shown throughout this piece. And the symbolic sweater from that day when they broke up. And of course, this sweater has a tinge of red. I think red is like symbolic, like when they get married over there in overseas, I think Korea and China, like red is like over here, we're white to the wedding. I hate white at the wedding. But over there it's kind of like, let me pause this for a second. Over there it's kind of like you wear red for a wedding. You know, white is for a funeral. But you wear red for a wedding. So I guess it's I guess the color splashed throughout, whether it be the coat or the sweater or the mailbox. It's a symbol of love. Like the girl wants to send her love to him with a letter. The mailbox is red. I love the symbolism in this movie. So much goody good yum yum in this movie.
美里ちゃん、助かった。ありがとう。空が寝てるから迎えに来れないと思ってさ。
すいません。
ねえ、たまたま駅の前通りかかったら見かけて。
This frozen distance between everyone. This distance between them. And he's looking back at his
本当に
lover.
すいませんでした。
いえ、
and she just can't stop looking at him.
井川さん、
And he looks back again, like
はい。
looking to his heart,
よかったら
and she's looking to her heart.
今度一緒にご飯行きませんか？
Just unfortunately, their hearts don't
一
meet.
緒にって日比野さんも空ちゃんもって意味です。変な言い方してごめんなさい。
いや。じゃあ、タイミングが合えば。
いいんですか？じゃあ、いつでもタイミング合わせるので、私の番号ここに書いておきますんで。
I don't know what blue symbolizes, but I do know she's worn quite a bit of blue. I don't know what that's symbolic of.
そんなところに寝たら投資するぞ。
When she came to fix the sink, when we saw her at the community center, she wears blue a lot.
じゃあ、悪いけど正して。
Aligned with multiple meetings. Can you take me? Double
わ
meaning.
かった、わかった、さ。
Just gonna go back for a second.
いいんですか？じゃあ、いつでもタイミ
Because
ング合
that
わせる
line
ので、
definitely has a double meaning.
私の番号ここに書いておきますんで。
The sorry also means not what it definitely means that he's drunk. It truly means I'm sorry. The thing about his character is like
そんなところに寝たら投資するぞ。
afraid to be completely upfront and honest.
力入んない。じゃあ、悪いけど正して。わかった、わかった、さ。突き飛ばすことないだろ。
Now you understand the double meaning behind Can You Take Me? In the way that he shows he's hurt, he's usually solemn, but his head is never like just hanging low the whole
使
time.
うかも。
何しに行ったの？東京。
離婚調停。
離婚調停。
調停員の人たち頭固くてさ、男だけの環境で子育ては無理ですって。いつの時代の人間で。
無理だよ。
え？
渚一人で育てるならともかく、俺を当てにしてるなら無理。
This is the first time he's had any adversity towards the situation.
なんでって。じゃあ聞くけど、逆になんで俺がお前と一緒に子育てしなきゃならないわけ？
それは、
俺はどういう立場で子育てするわけ？
The way the writer just gently wrote his simple lines to express that he's hurt and afraid of being hurt twice by this man.
おっしゃった
いいよ。行こう。
And he red pants again. Red pants again. He's always mostly has red.
これこれ。まるでまるで。おお、上手だね。
Now, when we first see him in this environment, one of the first things we see Shun do is go to the garden, which is very peculiar because he literally just had a conversation, right, at the beginning, expressing his feelings of, yeah, it is impossible. Like, I can't raise, like, you can't live with me. Like, we're not going to be living here raising a child. Basically, how dare you expect this of me? His first pushback during this whole process. But then the very next thing you see is Shun bringing them into his world, literally. So now he's gardening with little Sora.
はい。遊び連れてってって言ってるのになんで畑手伝わさなきゃいけ
Now
ない
he
の
has on a lot of
まあ
red.
そ
He
ら
has on a red jacket and red pants.
楽しいって。
He's bathed in it today.
よし、行こうって。
そら犬いる。
おう。
Maybe that's just symbolic of their love or their feelings growing stronger now.
はじめまして。
Because he has on more red.
慣れとるな。
ここにしゅんくんのお家の住所書いて。
どうして？
しゅんくんにも手紙ですから。
Okay. So the little girl wants to write Shun a letter. So now we have the letter thing again. So now even her feelings towards Shun have shifted. She's grown to like Shun. So now not only does she want or does she have the desire to send her mommy a letter, now she wants to send Shun a letter, but he's right there. But that's how much she cares for him. So we still have the symbolic letter popping up, which is the little girl's expression of love within these moments. Shun has graduated to the level of being able or being worthy of a letter from Miss Sora. The character, I love the character development. It's so subtle. It's not overdone. It's not the little girl running say, Shun, I love you. I'm so glad I'm here. It's nothing overdone. It's just simplicity. Show, not tell. Just beautiful. I love his character. I love everyone's character. But he's one of my faves. And I love that spread.
尾形さん、針だけで食べてるんですか？
そうやね。昔はイノシシ捕まえて問屋に卸すと一
It's
冬
simple
だけ
shot
で60から70万の稼ぎに
showing
な
a
ったもんや。
family unit.
ただ今は
Grandpapa.
漁師だけで食える人なんてほとんどおらんようになった。ん？
いやいや、すごい数の本だなって。
長い間田舎に暮らしとったら知らんうちに溜まっとっただ。あんたも本が好きなんか？
はい。こいつの影響で読むようになって。
And the bowls
お
are
お、そう
red.
なんか。
違います。
They're all
僕の方が
consumed
彼の
with
影響
love
で
right now.
本読み始めたんです。
まあどっちでもええ。誰かと出会って影響を受けるのは人生の醍醐味やでな。
You see the two of them and the daughter with their red bowls. And the red bows on the trees, on the tree. And this is the first time you see Shun smile. Sincerely, openly. Everything else was just a bleak, bare face.
写真撮って。
So at this moment, he's opened himself up emotionally.
よし、よし、よし。はい、チ
And
ー
the little red rug little Sora was sitting on.
ズ。はい。
The director plays with the color red so purposefully. Now we have the other missing piece to
空
this
に会いたいから
marriage.
早く帰ってきたの連れて帰るから
待てって23日まで過ごして約束だろ。
And she's driven up and she's left the door open. And by this still picture here, she just came, left the door open on the cab, grabbed the little girl's hand, and is like, come on, let's go. No luggage, no nothing. Just come on, we're leaving now. What's the phrase? Like a bat out of hell? That's kind of why they say that phrase. Just came up, just like, door open, we're out of here.
勝手に幼稚園休ませてこんなところに連れてきてどういうつもり
それは空が行きたくないって言うから。
Just this method alone shows a lot about her character.
だってパパといる方が楽しいんだもん。
でも幼稚園の友達も空がいないと寂しいよそれにこんなところにいたらピアノ弾けないでしょ小学生になるお祝いにピアノ買ってあげる
本当？ママがピアノ買ってくれるって。
物で釣るなんて汚くね。
どっちが今まで私がいない間に散々甘やかしてきたくせに
だったら仕事控えてお前が空と過ごす時間作ればいいよ。
お前なんて呼び方やめてよゆこそ
待てって。
早く出してやめて出してください
And that frozen frame of little Sora looking in the window like, what is going on? Why are we leaving Daddy? Now we have a dejected, completely like the acting in this, I swear, like nothing is being said, but with his whole body, it's like he was hit completely in the chest. With his whole body, he says so much. And then we have this gorgeous shot. This very symbolic shot. In this shot, you just have Shun and deflated dad. And without a word, Shun just walks up and is there standing tall like, oh, I can't even think. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. Standing, yeah, well, there you go. Standing tall like his support beam, like his support system. Without a word, he's just standing tall right next to him. Just, I'm here. I'm going to stop this before anything is said. And then we still have this Christmas tree newly put up. I don't know. It's dark now, so nighttime. Hours ago, just put up. And it's just in the middle of them. And we have this table, simple table, just in the middle of them. And we have Sora's little book bag because mommy just took her, didn't say, come on, you need to pack things, no conversation, nothing. And the book bag's in the middle of them. Because this issue of the divorce and the little girl is literally in the middle of their anything. Reconciliation, conversation, feelings for each other. And you have this little touch of the red rug that Sora was sitting on before she left.
離婚の合意はできたけど、どっちが空の親権を持つかはまだ折り合いがついてない。
何が原因か知らないけど、ちゃんと謝ってやり直せよ。
結婚して子供が生まれて、俺はゲイじゃない。社会が認める一人前の男になれた気がした。今まで普通じゃないって言われてきたから余計嬉しかった。
So now, excuse me, I must adjust. My back is like, no! You better move your position. Okay, so now we have like his character being completely honest. Like, no snippets here. Like, you completely understand. Or completely begin to understand why there's this gap in them knowing each other. Why the breakup in the first place. It was too painful. Like, he could not deal with being a gay man. He literally ran from himself, and the love of his life because he couldn't deal with his truth in society. He ran far away to Australia. He met a woman. He decided he wanted to be a normal man in society. She got pregnant. They got married. He's bearing his whole soul onto this empty table in front of him. In this still silence.
だからレナや空のことを愛してこの生活を守っていこうって。でも無理だった。俺はゲイなんだ。
ゲイってこと隠して結婚して子
So
供ま
this
で
is
作っ
what
て
ended the marriage.
それっ
His
て結局あ
refusal
なた
to
が
hide anymore.
親に孫の顔を見せてあげたいとか世間から一人前の男に見られたいとかそういうことでしょ。そういうあなたの願望に私が利用されたんでしょ。
違うよ。
何が違うの。
レナに打ち明ける前も男と寝ることで単純に性欲が満たされることでそれで夫婦関係が壊されないならっていろんな男と浮気した。
And I love, you see how the director does that? He's talking to his ex-lover. and then a gentle slip, a gentle, smooth transition. He's talking to his wife. Then a gentle, smooth transition. He's talking to his ex-lover. So we get to see exactly how he laid his truth down and finally was honest with the people he loved. All in one beautiful, beautifully written, beautifully directed scene. We get to see both sides of what he's been dealing with. Beautifully done in one scene.
でも無理だって。
One scene.
男に触れるたびに、レナへの関心はどんどん小さくなっていった。
私は渚のこと愛してきたし、あなたも私のこと愛してくれてるって信じてたのに、ずっと騙されてたなんて。バカだ。
レナ、どうしていいかわからないでいたとき、偶然旬の服見つけて、それでやっと分かったんだ。俺が求めてたのは男の体とかじゃなくて旬だって。
なんで？どうしてもっと早く
And
言っ
in
てくれ
that
なかっ
scene,
た
you
の？
could see all the pain and the fear in him just telling him this. And it's like in this moment, you can understand all the conversation he had with Shun since he got back. It's like, it's not like I'm going to be staying here or anything, you know. It's not like that. You know that, right? Like, now you see the culmination of all of that. He's freaking terrified that now that he's realized, I don't want to live this lie. It's not just that I'm a gay man. I left the love of my life. But in this moment, with everything that's happened, I'm terrified that even though I'm here emotionally, you'll reject me. And I still won't get what I ran from and am now running back to. You can see every bit of that on his face. He's almost trembling in this scene. He is trembling a bit.
俺にどうしろって言うんだよ。だってそうだろ。
And he doesn't want to trust. And you can see
俺は
that.
大学卒業してからもずっと一緒にいたかったのに。
Still afraid to get hurt. They're both so afraid to be hurt.
今度は突然子供連れて。お前のことが忘れられないって。勝手すぎるだろ。ふざけんなよ。俺はやっと渚のことを忘れて生きていこ
So
うと
afraid
した
to
の
be
に。
hurt.
だったらなんであの時一緒にいてくれなかったんだよ。
ごめん。
話して。
ごめん。
話せ。ごめん。
I just want to say this one thing in this scene. This is like, how do I put this? It's not even just about the words, I'm sorry, let me go. That's the internal struggle spilling over. He knows everything he did was wrong up until this point, even though he's explained the reasons and all of that. Literally begging for forgiveness. And then Shun is so afraid of being hurt. And this inner struggle within both of them spills over into physical struggle. That's not really a fight. It's just a physical. They get into this ball, and the whole directing of this scene with their physical bodies and the way that little movements, I'll point them out bit by, and the way little movements express so much of how they're feeling. I'll point out the details separately. The reaching of the hand, the flicking back. That's obvious. Him literally trying to leap over the table. His refusal to want to touch him. And his right knee. And his hand kind of like refusing to let him literally near his heart. And his legs slowly relaxing and then pulling back again. Like within his physical, it's just, you see his inner struggle with just his freaking knee. This is brilliant acting. His knee just keeps slowly slipping and catching itself again. And then his final acceptance, letting him into his heart again. It's a beautiful scene. Beautiful scene. It's a beautiful scene. And now he lets him embrace him again. It's a beautiful scene. And now in their emotional state, they both wake up. Like they're both at the place where Shun starts when we first see Shun in this space. Behind the couch on the floor. But Shun lets in the light. And it shines on him. And Shun bathes in it. So symbolic. Just the simple things in this movie. The light and the lack thereof. The
プレ
simple
ゼンテーション
things.
は3部に分けて構成されており、まず弊社の新しいテクノロジーについて、次に製品の特徴について、そして最後にプライシングシステムについ
And now
て
we
説
see
明
the
したいと思いま
mom
す。
in her natural element.
There are three things I'd like to cover today. Firstly, I will talk about the
A
new technology.
businesswoman.
Then I will explain about product features. Finally, I will describe our new pricing system.
It would be an honor if we can work together. We are also looking at your company's high level of technological strength. We are looking forward to listening to your presentation today.
よろしくお願いします。私たちは御社の技術力を以前から高く評価しております。今日はお話が聞けるのを楽しみにしています。
Thank you.
You're welcome.
もしもし。
And then we also see how she begins to deal with her
これ
private
から
life as a
娘に幼
mom.
稚園に迎えに行って、家に着くのは3時頃です。
Whispering into her phone in the bathroom.
よろしくお願いします。
And I know it seems simple, but we see how she deals with her business life. And then we see how she deals with her private life as a mom. And when we see that, we see her whispering into the phone in the bathroom. And that shows a lot about the characters the way the character deals with what's important in her life and how she gives it precedent in the way she deals with it. A secretive call in the bathroom. Not dogging the character, but this shows her character.
無理です。母は古い価値観の人だから、夫が実はゲイだったから離婚するなんて言ったら、ほら見たことかって言われるのが目に見えてます。
しかし、仕事を持つ女性が一人で子育てするとなったら、ご身内の方にご協力していただいた方が裁判も有利に進められます。
ママ、ピアノ見に行くんでしょ？
今大事なお話してるからお部屋で待ってて。
That's the piano she promised her. To get her to come without a
母の
fuss.
協力がなくても、託児所を利用したり、私も育児の時間を取れる
Immediately
ように
put
工
on
夫
the
しま
back
す。
burner.
それじゃダメですか？あっちは無職で、それに。
She's literally dealing with her child like some kind of business appointment.
その件については、離婚調停での調査官調査でも明らかになっていますので、裁判官にも十分鑑みてもらえると思います。
ママ、まだ？
もうちょっとで終わるから、お願いだからちってて。そら！そら！そら！待ちなさい！そら！
Now, again, we see, I don't want to say how she values her daughter, but we see how she interacts with her daughter and what her relationship with her daughter is. Just like we saw the father and the way the writer and director expressed that with the simple game of cracking the eggs for breakfast in the morning. We saw the relationship and reading a book at night. We see the relationship with these simple little things, you know. We even see the relationship between Shun and the daughter, picking vegetables and taking care of her while dad's at the divorce mediation. And without a word, he didn't even know where he was going, because after the fact, the next day he asked him, what did you do in Tokyo? So he didn't even know what was going on. He just openly, again, Shun, the symbol in this movie for me of pure love. He didn't even know where he was going. He just took care of the daughter. That was it. And then the next day, what did you do in Tokyo? Now he knows what he was doing. So it's like you see the interactions between the both of them and the child. And now we see the interactions between the mother and the child. So we see the differences in the relationship between the mother and father. I'm sorry, the mother in Sora and the father in Sora. And I love how this scene, there we go. I'm not sure if it was still up. I love how this scene, the director purposely wanted you to focus on the mother's back and wanted you to look at this scene through the reflection. That is such an interesting and excellent choice. You see everything through the reflection.
なんでママを困らせるの？ママは空のためにお仕事早く終わらせて帰ってきてるのに。
一応お尋ねしますが、離婚裁判は初めてですよね。
はい。
離婚裁判は一般的に男性が親権を取るのは難しいとされています。なぜだと思います？
Now we see him with his
世
divorce
間一般
lawyer.
的には子育ては女性の方が向いているという考
Even the way they deal with interact with their divorce lawyers. I didn't really pay attention to it when I saw it for the first time. But even the way they interact with their divorce lawyers says something about their character. She talks to him through conference on a laptop. He talks to hers. At some point during these videos, my tongue goes lupu, and he talks to his very personable, face to face. It says something about the differences in their character
えが未だに
in
強く残
general,
っているから
not
です
just as a parent.
でも今回の場合子育てに関して主導的立場だったのは日々の渚さんの方ですよね。
はい。
それに現在もお子さんの面倒を見ているという状況なら現状維持という観点から日比野さんが親権を取ることもありえます。
マジですか。
どうしました？
娘は今母親が連れて行ってしまって。
いいわ。空の面倒は私が見る。そしたらあなたもこれまで通り仕事を続けていけるでしょ。
ありがとう。
その代わり必ず裁判に勝って親権を取りなさい。それにしても親に逆らって生きてきた代償がこんな形になって帰ってくるとはね。
So now we see that the daughter is even being pushed off on grandma. And grandma has concerns also about her interacting and her being a good parent. And grandma obviously knows the difference between mama, papa, in terms of, taking care of the child. She's well aware of their marriage and how things worked. And yeah, she's just kind of left stuck for a moment. All right. Clearly can see the empty bottle in the light. I personally don't get that wasted. I don't get wasted. I can't imagine drinking an entire bottle of wine. This is the part that had my heart jumping out of its chest as well. See Sora. Unattended to, unpaid attention to, rejected by a wasted mother.
裁判になったらやっぱり僕とそのパートナーの男性の関係が親権に影響することになるんでしょうか。
Not gonna cry at this part again.
離婚が成立していないのに日比野さんが奥さん以外の相手と暮らすためお子さんを連れて行ったことははっきり言えば裁判では不利です。
Okay, adjusting. For comfort.
でも裁判所は夫 夫婦関係を破綻させたことの責任と子供の親権者としてどちらがふさわしいかとは必ずしも一緒には考えません。お二人が同性愛者同士のカップルだという事実が裁判の過程で明らかになったところで、それがお子さんの養育にとって良い事情であると裁判官に思わせることができれば、親権を取ることには有利に働きます。それからできるだけ早く定職に就くようにしてください。親権を持つには養育できる経済力があるのも裁判官は重視しますから。
This entire story, it's so realistic. Every line is so realistic. Every situation, every scene, not overdone, not underdone, just realistic.
はい。
Such a beautiful piece of work.
そうで
And
すけど
again, we have the cross from each other, Christmas tree, in the middle.
こちらです。
空。どうしてこんなこと。うん。
Little sword dust took it up this whole movie. You know how some child actors they
俺
overact
のパパだから。
the
空全然悪
sassy
くない
old
よ。
woman in a baby's body type of
空
thing.
全然悪くない。
I love how the writing and the directing of this, Sora is just a little girl within this story. She's just a little girl. She's not that sassy girl who knows more than adults do, or, you know, all those weird claims become popular somehow. It's like the comic relief. Young girl who's an old woman who's telling all the grown-ups how stupid they are. I'm glad she's just a little girl.
現在白川町で求人募集している企業の一覧です。
すぐにでもやれる仕事ってどれですか？
一応ね、何でもすぐできるんやけどね。あ、何か資格はお持ちですか？
いや、持ってないですね。
そうですか。したらね。
ねえ君、何か仕事探しとるの？
I love a situation mirrors what a lot of single moms go through when they've been at home, stay-at-home parents. Like that's the position he's in. With all of its difficulty. Trying to find a place in society.
何教えてんだか。
And they see him. He's alive emotionally.
お年寄りってなんで
The
話し
character
続けるのかわかり
development
ます
it's so beautiful in this.
いや、
お年寄りは経験や知識をいっぱい持ってるけども死んだらそれが消えてしまう。だから誰かに喋って残そうとする。
Even her character enjoying the fact that they're alone with the
それはお
little
年寄りから聞いたん
girl
ですけどね。
because their relation has progressed a bit closer.
少女？当たり。
And Shun is finally showing a bit of open emotion. Him in his red coat. I love that coat. I love this coat. Whoever picked this coat, costuming,
パイプオルガンって作るのに
picked
どれぐらい
the
かかるんですか？
perfect coat.
3、4
The
年
perfect coat.
もっとかな。
そんなに？
4年が
I
5
mean, I
年
love
6
his
年になること
character, of
は
course.
ざら。
He's a very
いつ完成す
attractive
るかな
man
ん
and a
て
very
誰に
excellent
もわからん。
actor. But the choice of
だか
this
ら
coat,
作る方も
throughout
頼む
this
方も
film.
辛抱強くないと。
I don't even know if the
こ
person
れは
in
ま
the
だ作り始
costume
め、
realizes
現場
how
しかない
big of a deal this is, at least for
音も出
me.
る。
Oh gosh.
この
And
笛
the
を
director
洗っ
because
て
he
もらったりす
okayed
るから。
it.
ま
So
あ、
it's
地味
not
な
just
仕事や。
me. But
あん
this
た、
coat,
辛抱強い。
and it's not just the color, it's the
Yeah.
cut of it,
今
the
ま
way
で
it
で使っ
hangs,
て
the
いる
length,
と
everything. This is the
何
perfect
にも続
coat.
かなくて、
I can't imagine his character
でも
in a different
今度は
coat,
頑張ります。
even with the same color. It's perfect choice.
正直な人や。
送ってくれてありがとうございます。助かりました。
いえ。
And even with that glance into the back seat, you see the progression of how he feels about little Sora.
私、井川さんのことが好きです。
And even her progression with her
私と付き合っ
courage.
てもらえないでしょうか。
ありがとう。でもごめんなさい。
他に好きな人おるんですか？その人も井川さんのことが好きなんですか？すいません。余計なこと聞いて。
うん。
なんだ。そっか。なんか気まずくなっちゃうの嫌なんで、これからも今まで通り接してくださいね。
はい。
I love how that shot opens up with the three of them. Now this is the other character's jealousy.
空が寝ちゃって、美里さんに送ってもらった。
すいません。
You can see the difference in the two.
ついてよ。よいしょ。はい、抱っこ抱っこ。よいしょ。
To show his affection for his daughter.
.ありがとね、今日、空。
どうだった？仕事見つかった？
年明けから働くことになった。パイプオルガン工房。
パイプオルガン？すごいな。
まあ、美里ちゃんに告られただろ。なんて言ったの？
告られてないから。
ちゃんと俺のこと話した。
話すわけないだろ。
歯磨き粉。
そりゃそうだろ。歯磨くんだから。
This little simple scene, like, we've seen their awkward exchanges, and we saw the emotional coming together of them and the acceptance of both of them and the agreement of both of them to be in love and live again as lovers who are in love with each other through whatever's going on with the divorce and everything. But now we get to see just a normal interaction lovingly with them after the beginning where they were awkward and he's back. Like now they're officially together and now we get to see it's a wholesome exchange between the two of them in this simple scene. I love that the director and the writer just wrote a scene just to show their loving relationship for a moment, you know? In the way they come together with no words, it's not necessary. They just both are connected on that level. It's a beautiful scene. And I love Sora. And they both instantly look out in different ways.
おしっこ。パジャマ着替えよっか。
And Sora's just unbothered. She's like, yeah, I'm sleepy.
パジャマ着替えよっか。
Of course I'm sleepy, Dad. She's just completely unbothered. Unbothered whatsoever. But the two of them just freak out in their own way.
いただきます。いただきます。
Notice fruit. I don't know what it is, but it all looks so delicious. And here the three of them again, eating out of their bowls with red. And you just get these little gems of just like, again, like their loving scene at night. These just little gems of like their life now. It's beautiful.
子育てみたいなもんやな。
サブちゃん、立ち直った？いや最近ちょっと元気ないからさ、これは男に違いないって。ね。
Everybody's such a community. Everybody's gonna have something to say and everyone's gonna help you out.
嘘だ。絶対変だって。変じゃないよ。空ちゃんと見たんだもん。空ちゃんの嘘。嘘じゃないもん。パパとしゅんくんがキスしてたもん。
そら、そろそろ帰るよ。
Sora's so unbothered by the whole situation.
パパとキスしたよね。
And we see his inner fear.
ごめんな。
And again, he's covering up the light. You know, he's covering up the light. It's like he let the light in. And now at this moment, we see like all of the fear on his face. You know, everything is so subtle, like so subtle. Like you watch some movies and it's the way things is almost comical. It's like the person runs out dramatically out of the room, like I can't deal with this, and it's everything is so subtle with just that look. It's just like this is like his big fear happening right now. And if you look at it, the other character is very much out of the closet. His wife knows he's gay. Lawyers know. The courts know. And like his daughter saw them kiss. Nothing's hidden. However, everyone he meets in this town, this is my friend, this is my friend, he's my friend, we're old friends, 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 that's all you hear. But in every other aspect of his life, it's open. He's not ashamed of it. People, when he was at the marital whatever office in the beginning, the first proceeding, when they were talking about the divorce, he was openly, respectfully, nicely criticized for being gay. He's totally open everywhere else, except when he's in this town. Everything everyone asks, and we're friends, old friends from high school, friends. But now, Sora has brought everything to the hilt, and we see how dear Shun is dealing with things. So as open as his partner is, he's obviously very much locked into his closet with his own padlock. And now again, he's restricting the light. He wants to stay hidden, not comfortable with being visible. But as we saw with the conversation earlier in front of the Christmas tree, the other character expressed that he already dealt with that. He wasn't comfortable with being a gay man in society. He ran from the relationship. He became a loving lover of a woman. The woman got pregnant. He got into a marriage with the woman, and he overcame all of that and confessed all of that to his wife, and he's living his, I don't want to say living his truth. He's allowing himself to just be himself. I think living his truth, living your truth. Oh, so sick of people saying it like that. It's such a cliche. So he's allowing himself to be his true self. No hiding, no running from it anymore. He's just being himself, loving, allowing himself and encourage himself to love who he wants to love, who is Shun. And he's put all of that on the line, but Shun is in a position emotionally.
俺自分勝手にお前から離れて自分勝手にまた会いたくなってここにやってきてやっぱ俺ここに来ちゃいけなかったんだと思う。渚
she's Nagisa.
ここ好き？え？渚はこの街好き？ああ。
So at this moment, even with all this progress they've made as a loving couple, Nagisa regrets it because at this moment, Shun is being pushed out, and he already knows how Shun feels about all of that. And that beautiful red coat again.
出てくなら俺が出てくよ。仕事決まったのに。
So Shun is ready to leave and run away. Oddly enough, the same way Nagisa once ran away. Terribly ironic. And Nagisa is like, no, we'll run away. And with that gentle, longing look, it's like, now again, he's in deep inner turmoil. What to do? What to do? And can I just say, with this hat on, like, this actor just, with his hair that certain way, with this hat on, like, he has so many different visual looks.
じゃあ僕確認してみます。及川、お前ってゲイなの？
前田さん、それ冗談でも言っちゃダメですよ。
いや冗談じゃないって。この間辞めたこいつの同期の浜本、あいつが教えてくれたの。井川は大学の時に男と同棲してたって。
え、マジで？
違いますよ。
え、違うの？
ただの男友達です。それに。
Now, I like how, I'm going to go back a touch. I love how the director now that we realize he has this moment and everything's out in the open in the town community center, so everybody knows. And we've had this very emotional yet quiet conversation about, without literally saying it straight out, just flat out a conversation about, look, I don't want you running away from the town. I'm the one that came here. Maybe I shouldn't have even come here. I'm the one who should leave. And then you have Shun saying to Nagisa, but you just got yourself established. You know, you needed a job so you could win your daughter. Like, what in the world? Like, no. Like, obviously, basically without saying too much, I'm saying it all. Obviously, you should stay. You want your daughter. You needed a job. You have all of that here. I'm the one who should run away. And then with that longing look at the end, it's like, but I don't want to run away. And then now we take a look literally at what's behind all of that. Where did this intense, why is he so strongly in the closet? Basically, like, what is his big fear? What is this all about?
And probably the reason he moved to the
いや冗談じゃないって。この間辞めたこいつの同期の浜本、あいつが教えてくれたの。井川は大学の時に男と同棲してたって。
え、マジで？
違いますよ。
え、違うの？
ただの男友達です。それに同棲じゃなくてルームシェア。学生の時お金がなかった。
でも俺が聞いた話だと、お前の就職が決まってホモってことがバレて内定取り消されたら悪いからって彼氏から別れようって言われたんだろ。
泣ける。いや、いい話じゃん。
お前飲みすぎだよ。
ゲイとかホモとか勘弁してくださいよ。それに今の時代ゲイで内定取り消しとかありえないですから。そっちの方が問題ですって。
確かに。
なんだ、井川がそっちだったら一回試してみてもいいかななんて思ったんだけどな。男前だし。ちゃうか。
That joke just reminds me and just mirrors what women have to deal with. Like, sometimes the harassment, or at least here, the harassment, the gentle joke, haha, yeah, it's a good thing you're not gay. If you were gay, you know, I'd be all over you because you're a pretty boy. that moment for me just mirrors the sexual harassment, just to get a little political here for a moment. It just mirrors sexual harassment of women within the workplace. It's like, really? Who do you think you are making that kind of joke, you know? If you weren't working here, you know, we were at a bar. I'd take you home. Are you going to take these files out of my hand? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sorry. Who told you you were okay? Like, who in the world told you it was okay to be an asset? You're a total freaking jerk. A perv of a jerk. You douchebag. But I digress. On with the show. But even the fact that this is here is just so realistic. Everyone has that one dumb beep, 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 beep in their workplace.
Sure.
And I love this shot, him just solace again, silently chopping wood. I love his character. Here, I'm sorry. I just want to talk about Shun's absolute beauty here. His cheekbones, his face, his neck. He's gorgeous. He's an absolutely beautiful man. Look at this. And then to see him with his hair a certain way, and then to the side for business, and to the front, and then this hat. He just, as an actor, as a human being, he just has so many looks. I love to see him in something. I love to see both main characters in something else. They're such good actors. But you know what I mean. Just speaking from an actor standpoint, like now he has a cat. Like he just has so many looks, you know. To see him express that theatrically within different roles. Especially as good as he's playing this one. It will be so freaking cool. Hunting. This character said something earlier on in the story about hunting and how, you know, people don't eat natural things anymore. They don't eat fresh things. He used to always hunt a bear and make money during the winter. And now people don't want to eat fresh things anymore. But now he's hunting again. Such a beautiful story. I mean, like, look at this. It's like a depiction. It's just like father-son roles. You know, that's not his father, but in this moment, the role he fulfills is his father figure for him. In this beautiful, vast wilderness. Near the top or at the top of this mountain peak. I mean, where else would you go to think and get your thoughts straight, right? I mean, I'm a nature person, you know. A nice little long walk through the grass in the woods is all I need, you know. I've spent many times walking through the woods. Even saw wild bears and 2 wolves and a fox. And you just freeze, you know, and look where you're looking and don't move your eyes and don't dart your eyes towards them and wait for them to pass. But all that being said, yada, 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 for me, like, it's a solace place, you know. The man or woman who goes up in the mountain comes back down with a new perspective. Quote me. Had to. Cheesy, but it's kind of poetic and it came out of my mouth, so I'm going to make a big deal about it. But really, like, you know, the man or woman, just go up the mountain. When you come back down, you have a new perspective on life type of thing, you know. It's just an active meditation.
暇人やで。噂好きが多いけど、まあ根っからな悪人はおらんからな。それにこの町は昔から外から来る人が多くて、元来よそ者には優しいんやで。ほやから気せんとほっといたらいいで。ほっといたら大概のことは勝手に解決するで。誰が誰を好きになろうとその人の勝手やで。好きに生きたらええ。
do what you desire. And the man's going hunting, which is what he desired to do. He talked about that, how he used to hunt bears in the beginning. And now he's doing what he wants and hunting a bear.
She's good.
They don't actually show you what is being hunted, but I just assume it's this big, massive bear that he captures, you know? He's such a grandpapa. And this entire scene is just like, you know, a happy family. You know, this entire scene is just the happy family. Strolling, grandpapa, grandchild, playing with the dog, the loving couple, gently teasing each other, loving look, understanding each other. It's just a beautiful moment.
尾形さんもばっかり言ってまってな。
誓うって言ったんやから本望やな。
I'm not gonna cry at this. I cried. I already cried. I'm not crying again. In this beautiful scene here, coming outside for his solitude yet again. Just him playing with little Momo. Yes, I know the dog's name is Momo. It's cute. I'm an animal lover. And this scene here, you really have to notice how, like, it seems very simple. But the background is just simply black and white. Just simply black and white. Little Sora.
どうした？
しゅんくん、どっか遠くに行っちゃうの？
え？
Excuse me.
空がしゅんくんとパパがキスしてるって言ったから。
She understands
どっか
everything.
遠くに行っちゃうの？どこにも行かないよね。
Everything is just black and white. Like, I know, yes, there's gray areas, but this thing is just black and
パパ
white.
のことが好き。どうしてそれが変なの？変じゃないよね。
Yeah, why is it weird? This is just plain and simple.
このビールいただいてもいいですか？はい。
あんたと井川さんできとる。本当け？
何ですかそれ。ただの友達ですよ。
でも友達と男同士で。
Then he lies for
そうですよ
Shun
ね。
because he knows Shun is still in the closet.
ちょっと聞いてもらえますか。 僕はこれまで自分が同性愛者だということを隠してきました。打ち明けても自分は受け入れてもらえない。この世界はゲイにとって優しくないって決めつけてきました。誰かと親しくなると自分のことを話したくなる。でも話すことで親しい関係が壊れる。それなら誰とも親しくならない方がいいと思ってここにやってきました。でもここで暮らして尾形さんや
I love her just eating and going about her business. All of this drama is going on and she's just eating and going about her business.
優しくないのは世界じゃなくて
Completely unbothered like Sora.
自分が優しくなれば世界も優しくなるかもしれ
And
ない。
the director makes sure you notice. I'm just shaking my camera.
だからちゃんと言います。僕はゲイです。日々の渚のことを愛しています。
この年になったらもう男も女もわけわからんで、どっちでもええわ。
She sets the tone.
長生きせ。
Nothing but love and acceptance. Such a beautiful scene. Like for all, and that's what he wanted. He wanted him to just live how you want to live. Such a beautiful scene. Of him honoring himself and his father figure.
寝た？
うん。
コーヒーあるよ。飲む？
うん。
はい。
ありがとう。
Even after all of that, there's so much that need to be said. I tell you. As I play with my hair. Half the time my hair gets on my nerves. I'll put it back in curls. I miss curls. Hi.
どうしたんだよ。
And I love this scene. And see, this is yet another scene where so much is expressed without saying a word. You know? It's like the silence, and it's just like, hey, you want a cup of coffee? Sure, yeah. And he comes back in with the sweater, and it's like, and the sweater has a tinge of red on it. And it's like, he never stopped loving you, you know? And it's Nasiga's realization that throughout this whole thing, like, he's never stopped loving you. And it's like, through everything they went through separately, like, neither one ever stopped loving the other. And it's a beautiful scene with nothing being said except Nasiga's character recognizing that Shun is wearing that sweater. And that moment where Shun was last wearing the sweater, they were breaking apart. And now they're coming together as Shun is wearing the sweater. It's really a beautiful scene. It's really a beautiful scene. It's like the scene where he finally opens up his complete heart to Nisaga. Shun finally opens his complete heart to Nisaga. And the color red, he wraps him in love. Just the symbol in this movie is so beautiful.
Sora ちゃんと3人で生きていきたい。
In his full acceptance to love him for who he is right now, him and his daughter. Such a milestone in their relationship. In a way, theoretically and emotionally, this moment right here, it kind of symbolizes a marriage. You know, it kind of
離婚については
symbolizes
すでに双方合意に達しており、あとは親権の
the
問題
two
に
of
だけですね。
them
そ
officially
れぞれの養育
bonding
の
with
環
each
境に
other
ついてが
and making a
争点になるかと
vow
思
in
い
a
ます
way.
が、訴状によりますと、被告、ご主人の方に現在一緒に暮らしている男性がいるとのことですが、その男性は同性愛者なんですね。ということは、被告本人も同性愛者ということで間違いありませんか？
はい、間違いありません。
現在はその男性の家でお子さんも一緒に暮らしているということですが。
はい、間違いありません。
なるほど。
原告といたしましては、被告が同性愛者の愛人と暮らしているような特殊な環境下で6歳の多感な子供を養育することは大いに問題だと考えております。
今、
The
特
use
殊な
of
環
the
境
word
とおっしゃいま
mistress,
したが
boy.
何が特殊なんですか？
それは男性2人。
男性2人が問題というなら、具体的に問題点を挙げるべきです。今の発言だけだと、同性愛者に対する差別と受け取ってしまいます。調書に取っておいてください。
そちらこそ、私の発言のどこが差別に当たるのか、具体的に言っていただけますか？
先生方、落ち着いてください。まだ第1回の期日ですし、お互い感情的にならないで、冷静にやっていきましょう。先ほどの水野先生の発言に関しましては、調書は取りませんが、とはいえ、本件はやはり普通ではないと言わざるを得ません。
あの裁判
Again,
官、
he has to
同
sit
性
there
愛者は
nicely
普通じ
and
ゃないっ
take
て
it.
どうして抗議しなかったんですか？
法廷では裁判官が一番偉い立場なんです。たとえ偏見を持っていたとしても、注意するだけ無駄なんです。 こちらとしてはゲイだからとか男同士ということを裁判官に特別視させないように裁判を進めていくだけです。当然相手側の弁護士もそこを突っ込んでくるので簡単にはいきませんけど。現在娘のソラちゃんは男性2人と一緒に暮らしていますが、あなたから見てソラちゃんは何か様子が変だと感じるところはありますか？
いいえ、楽しそうにいつも笑顔で過ごしています。
日々の渚さんとパートナーの井川俊さんの関係はどうですか？
異議あり。現在まだ夫婦の離婚が成立していないので、パートナーではなく愛人もしくは不倫相手です。訂正してください。
And I just want to say that this entire interlude, all of these hearings
日比野さんも井川さんも仲が良くて、お
they
互い
sound, I mean,
相手
I'm
の
not
ことを大事に思い合
familiar
って
with
いるのが
Japanese
伝わっ
court,
てきます。
but they sound completely accurate to me in terms
あなた
of
は
court lingo,
日々
in
の
the
渚さ
way,
んとその
especially
愛人である井
the way
川俊さん
lawyers kind of
キスしていた現場を目撃した
teeter
こと
and
があり
kind
ます
of wheel you in and kind of manipulate the
ありません。
situation and the questions and
そう
the
いう行為をしたとい
circumstances
う
around the
話を聞いたことがありま
questions
す
to get the answer they want in front of a judge in court. Very accurately written, I
それは
believe
誰から聞きました
completely with this dialogue that they are in a court of
ソラちゃん
law.
です。
6歳の子供の前で実の父親が母親ではなく見ず知らずの男性と平気でそのようなハレンチな行為に及んでいるような環境は
異議あり。平気でハレンチな行為に及んでいるというのは推測に過ぎません。それに井川さんは見ず知らずの男性ではありません。訂正を願います。
認めます。訂正して続けてください。
Through this whole thing,
母親ではない不倫関係にある男性とキスするような環境は子育てにふさわしいと思い
they're
ます
constantly being emotionally
仮
reserved
に
in
2
the
人のキス
courtroom yet.
愛情によるものだったとしても既婚者の男性がキスする相手は同性愛者の愛人ではなく女性である妻がふさわしいと思いませんか
Are doing such a good job
それが世の
acting
中一般
emotionally
の常識
restrained
だ
in the
とあな
courtroom
たは思いませんか
異議あり。
with their daughter on the
今の
line.
発言は本件を世の中一般の常識にすり替えて原告側に有利な答えを誘導しようとしています。
却下します。証人はお答えください。
Not to mention the lawyers.
世の中一般の常識に当てはめて考えるとそうなのかもしれませんが、
ということはソラちゃんのいる環境は世の中一般の
It
常
may
識
not
に
be
当てはま
common
らない
sense in this
特
world.
殊な環境ということになりますよね。そんな環境で生活していくソラちゃんがかわいそうだとは思いませんか？ソラちゃんは他の多くの子供たちのように男女の夫婦のもとで育つのが幸せだとあなたは思いませんか？黙ってないで答えてください。質問は以上です。
再生
Now we're back. And then now we bring back the beautiful, simple egg scene from before. We've seen the egg scene with the papa twice, and then the egg scene with Shun, and now we see the new version of their lives together with this egg scene. And how Shun has accepted Sora into his world.
あなたは日々の渚さんに妻子がいると知っておきながら一緒に暮らすことを受け入れましたよね。はい。日々野さんにソラちゃんを母親であるレナさんのもとへ連れて帰るべきだと一度くらい忠告しましたか？
はい、しました。
それなのに日々野さんは連れて帰らない。あなたは再度忠告しましたか？
いいえ。でもそれは
つまり好きな男性との恋愛ごっこに夢中になり常識的な判断もできなかったというわけです。
違います。
何が違うのですか？
恋愛ごっこなんかじゃありません。彼のことは真剣に愛しています。
あなたは空ちゃんの将来を真剣に考えたことがありますか？
はい、もちろんです。
空ちゃんがあなたたちゲイのカップルのもとで育てられると、この先どんな苦労が待ち受けているか、ゲイであるあなたが一番よくご存知なのではありませんか？本当にあなたが空ちゃんの幸せを願うのならば、辛い将来になるかもしれない選択肢を選ばないはずです。それともあなたは愛する男性の子供を産んだレナさんへの腹いせに空ちゃんを引き取りたいのですか？
違います。
何が違うのですか？
異議ある。
そんなこと思うわけないでしょう。
今の原告代理人の質問は証人を侮辱し困惑させる差別的先入観に基づいた議論を求めてるに過ぎません。
差別的先入観何を根拠にそうおっしゃるのか説明願いますか？
まあ先生方落ち着いてください。
大丈夫？もう一回やれる？もう一回。せーの。
I mention it almost every time. That red
そう
coat.
せーの。
Such a good choice.
もぐ。おー上手になってきた、上手になってきた。開けてあげようか。
大丈夫。
開けれる？開けてあげる？
やっぱりできない。
はい。ごめん。
いいや。
セーフだね。うまい。
And then again, we get to see his relationship with his daughter and how amazingly beautiful their bond
東京
is.
でママと会ったの。今度いつ会う
3月かな。
じゃあ会ったらママに伝えて。
何を？
わがまま言ってごめんなさい。だから空のこと嫌いにならないでって。空がわがまま言ったからママに会えないんでしょ？
違うよ。ママは空のこと嫌いになったりしないよ。
Even this scene it's just a sweet little scene between father and daughter, but the very simplistic way the writer decided to show what children divorces through. One where they always have that feeling of mom and dad is my fault or is our fault. Or each of the siblings feel that it's their fault, like they feel guilty in some way. And it's expressed in such a simplistic way. And again, Sora-chan, Sora, amazing job acting, amazing. This little girl is just such an actress at her age, just natural, just natural. But just this expression of that, how kids internalize and blame themselves.
だったらどうして一緒にいないの？
パパはママのことを好きだけど、ママの気持ちを考えてあげられなくて、ママのこととっても傷つけてしまったの。
じゃあパパもごめんなさいって言ってみたら？ママきっと許してくれるよ。そしたらパパとママとしゅんくんもみんなで一緒に暮らそうよ。
そうだね。
Then they can all live together happily. If the world was that simple.
そうだね。よし。 じゃあもう一回頑張ろう。よし。離すよ。いけ。おー、ほげ。
Gliding and then stopping, but no pedaling. Even the way the director directed the simple riding of the bike.
妊娠が分かった時、あなた
And then we have this simple scene, which is like not to be ignored for a second either. It's the, when you go through things in life and you sit down and you do a simple task, and it's the solace you get doing this simple task that kind of brings you back to center and keeps you going through whatever difficult time you're going through. It's just the
妊娠が分かった
simple
時、
meditational
あなたは渚さんに子供を産む条件
qualities
と
of
し
it.
て
Just,
家事と
doing
育
simple
児を担当
tasks.
してほしいとおっしゃったそ
Some
うです
people
ね
get stressed, they just clean the house.
当
Some
時
people
は
get
社員
stressed,
通訳者を辞め
they
てフリーランスになったばかりで、仕事と育児の両立は無理だったので。
But
今はどうです？
some people
フ
get
リーランスの
stressed,
仕事を始めて随分と経ちますが、
or even
仕
if
事
they're
も順
not
調で
stressed,
十分
painting
軌道に乗っているの
is
で
their
は？
emotional release.
確かに仕事のオファーはありますが、
So,
それも
all that's to
一
say,
度断れ
it's
ば
good
次
to
に依
have
頼される
something,
か
and
わ
I
からない
like the
不
way
安
that
定
was
なもの
put
です。
into this piece.
それに相手の都合で変更もあって、予定通りにはいきません。
なるほど。
It's
軌道
necessary
に
to
乗
have
っても
something,
不安定。
especially
では現在も
when life is
家事や
overwhelmingly
育児ができる状態ではないということに
It's
な
the
ります
simple
よね
things。that bring you through it. The simple love of
今
a
の状
father and
況
his
で
daughter
渚
just
さん
riding
に
the
代わっ
bike.
て
The
家事
simple
や
task
そら
of
ちゃん
him
の育児を
doing
一人で
his
できるとお
work,
考えですか？
his peaceful,
自分
solitary
一人で
work,
は厳しい
his
部分もあるの
solitary
で、
job.
母に協力してもらいます。
どうですかね。結局またお母さんに任せっきりになりませんか？渚さんの時と同じように。
何もかも彼に任せっきりにしてきたわけじゃありません。私だってやってます。空を連れ戻してからは毎日ご飯も作ってるし、お風呂にも入れて歯も磨かせて。
そんな空ちゃんが今は白川町にいるのはどうしてなんですかね？
それは親同士が裁判をしていても空にとっては父親ですし、4月に入って小学校に行くまでは父親と一緒に過ごさせてあげようかと思って。
本当ですか？
はい。
私の手元に警察の事件処理記録があるんですが、それによりますと迷子の空ちゃんが保護された際、警察にはママはお酒を飲んで寝てるからパパに迎えに来てほしいと言ったとなっていますが、
異議あり。そんな証拠は提出されていません。
今この場で追加の証拠。
Even the way the lawyer literally trapped her there and just gently talked, like the way this whole court exchange and all of these scenes with the court, it was written very accurately. It's not for a moment do I think, oh, they're not really lawyers.
言われた。ママ
The
はお酒を
dialogue
飲
is
むと
written
怒りっ
very
ぽくなる。
accurately.
あなたがお酒を飲んで寝ている間に、空ちゃんは一人でお父さんのところに行こうとした。
The way the lawyers
そういう
just
こ
do
と
their
ですよ
thing,
ね。
it's very accurate. It's written very well.
でも
Very well.
あれからお酒は飲んでないですし、
Again, I
も
say
う大丈夫です。
beautiful
も
movie.
う大丈夫です。
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
自分が酔っ払ってる間に、空ちゃんが家を出て、迷子になっても気づかずに寝ているような母親だということを、あなたはちゃんと自覚しているんですか？
はい。これからは空を最優先にします。
ついさっき、仕事を一度断れば、次に依頼が来るかわからない。仕事優先と言ってませんでしたか？
違います。それは私の仕事の現状を説明しただけで、仕事を優先するという意味で言ったわけじゃありません。ちゃんと仕事と育児を両立します。
ほらまた。空ちゃんのことを最優先すると言ってみたり、 仕事と育児を両立すると言ってみたり、はたまた酔っ払って空ちゃんが迷子になっても気づかなかったり、あなたの発言を聞いているとその場限りのことばかりで、とても母親としての持続した責任が感じられないということなんですよ。本音は空ちゃんのことを育てる時間を費やすよりも仕事のキャリアを伸ばしたいんじゃないですか？
違います。私は空のことが。
空ちゃんの好きな料理知っていますか？
I'm not gonna cry here again.
空ちゃんの一番のお気に入りの絵本知っていますか？空ちゃんについてあなたは一体何を知ってるんですか？
もういい。やめてください。
ちょっと何してるの？
被告は不規則発言をしないで、今は尋問中です。
それ本気で言ってるの？裁判官、被告。
And I just want to say something about that scene. This isn't the first time, but this is definitely a major time when it occurs a few times within the entire film. But this is a major time when it's really highlighted for me, and I really notice it, and I really want to go back and point it out, how these actors are so very good in this production that even without a close-up shot or a full frontal shot, there's so much being done, even without dialogue and even without a shot clearing their face like a close-up. There's so much good acting in this movie that it's just, it comes out even in the actors from behind. And I wanted to highlight that. I wanted to highlight this lawyer's performance. But she does such, everyone does such a good job.
裁判官、被告本人である日比野渚から和解による解決の申し出をしたいのですが。
なるほど。イレギュラーですが、原告側は
被告の提案をお聞きします。
Of course you
そ
will.
れでは当事者と
The defendant
双
was
方
about
代
to
理人
lose
だけの
everything.
話し合いとなりますので、それ以外は一旦退廷願います。
In the silent moment in between the two of them.
ここからは和解の協議とします。
どうぞ。
So blunt, but so true. Now you're competing for the
ありが
child.
とうございます。
The ugliness of divorce. I know I keep switching
僕はこれま
positions,
で
but I can't sit
自
still
分の
for
身
this
勝手
long.
で
Changing
大
positions.
切な人たちを傷つけてきました。
My body gets hurt.
妻や娘のことを考えれば自分のことなんて我慢すべきだったかもしれません。でもできませんでした。それについては弁解の余地はありません。本当に申し訳なかったと思っています。 僕は育児に携わる中で空とたくさんの時間を過ごすことができました。でも僕が空とかけがえのない時間を持ってたのは、妻が外で働いてくれていたおかげです。妻だって本当は空のそばにいて、空が成長していく姿を見ていたかったはずです。なのに僕は自分の気持ちばかりを優先して妻の気持ちを全然理解していなかった。
And you can see underneath his skin just how hard this is for him.
レナ、今まで本当にごめんなさい。
Now, I'm not an expert on foreign cultures, and I'm definitely not an expert on Japanese culture. But what I do understand is vows mean something. You know, there's a casual bow, there's a casual bow, and the bow that Nisaga gives to his wife Rina is very, very important. It's not just that, it's the fact that he bowed, first of all. It's the depth of the bow means something specifically as well, a deep sign of respect. And then the length of the bow. I do know for a fact that these three things, the bow itself, the depth of the bow, and the length of time that the bow is given, are very significant when a bow like that is given to you, or you give a bow like that to someone else.
そして今までありがとう。
And as you can see, even she took notice of that and had to acknowledge his apology.
君が空と過ごして空のことよろしく頼みます。
And he bows again. And hear her emotional response. Like, she completely, deeply understands how hard that is for him. To just say, to turn over his daughter like
すいま
that.
せんでした。でもあのまま勝つことはできませんでした。どこかで自分たちが一番弱いと思っていたんです。
残念だけど、あなたがそう決めたのなら、それが最善の答えなのかも。
And that's so very common of divorce proceedings,
頑張って。
It's not even who's right or who's wrong or who's richer or poor or who has the best home for the child. It's just two people who are hurt, attacking each other at their most vulnerable place. And unfortunately, it's so sad how things turn out sometimes because of it. Because of a love, because of a relationship, because of a marriage, because of a literal home, all of these things that a marriage should be and were at some point, just because of them breaking up.
もしもし、美里ちゃん、空に変わってくれる？
ちょっと待ってくださいね。
She's now, realistically, there are people who go to court fighting over the family pets after a divorce. You know? I mean, you can truly say there are no winners. Someone gets hurt. Regardless.
そっか。うんちしたから掃除してたのか。
And in this situation, Nasiga decided to allow himself to be the hurt one.
何を
In the red coat of love. Did you say sorry to Mama?
ママ、許してくれたでしょ？
うん。
And just the way in this moment, he gave the character no lines. Like, he can't speak.
Bye bye.
Or at least, if the character isn't completely coming out of her hurt, that scene at least shows us a glimpse of her healing process and how she's starting to move forward. Mm-hmm. Need a snack. Sora and Nasiga and Shun. And I think we can all assume that was a call to Daddy Nasiga. And here we see the character's further struggles with being a mom. Trying to get in the swing of things in a way, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love her book bag. Oh my god, I want one in purple. Yep, that was a call to Papa Nasaga. And this is symbolic too. It's like she's teaching her daughter how to ride a bike, you know? So her daughter is learning to ride a bike. But at the same time, in a parallel way, she's learning how to be a good mom. And that's the gift Nasaga gave her. That's the gift Nasaga gave her. His gentle smile. We see Nasaga worried about Shun, and Shun nervously kind of fidgeting at the bridge. And now get an even bigger taste of the mother's progression through the hurt. Even in her look at Shun, there's a difference now and a little smile. Even her progression. Yeah. So now they're all learning how to be a big happy family. So we get to witness the full progression of them growing closer to being a big, happy, accepting family. For the good of everyone, especially little Sora.
私、自転車に乗れないんですよね。二人には内緒ですけど。
And then that little sentence, that little exchange, we gave even more confirmation that this is the beginning of things going in the right direction, you know? She says a little silly secret with him. You know, I can't ride a bike, you know? Even the way this scene is shot, so far away, so that you clearly see everyone interacting. And they all run in. They literally all run in to like Sora's aid. And it's like at the very end, you know, she falls off a bike. All three of them come running. All three of them have joined forces to love and take care of Sora. Beautiful. And also, I didn't even mention it earlier. Also, earlier on, there was the reintroduction of the letter again from earlier in the film. And Sora wrote Dad and Shun a letter. And she requested them write one back. And it's the reintroduction of that Sora showing love and through letters. And, you know, it's such a beautiful movie. The production, even, I really love that final shot because it's so far away. And just for that moment when Sora fell down, she had three loved ones coming to her rescue. I don't know, just the image of the three of them rushing to Sora's aid and her saying, "I'm okay." And then, you know, and you're so strong. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And his is a wonderful, amazing, beautiful piece of art in film form. And I highly suggest you check it out and watch it. I'm going to be putting the links in to the movie within with the description and all. Thanks for watching, hon.